The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. It's a quote by Albert Einstein I feel I understand better after going through a change myself. It's summer of 2020. I just graduated from Norwalk High School as part of the P-Tech program, a school program that puts students on a coding-focused pathway in exchange for paying their tuition when transferred to Norwalk Community College. And from the little bit of coding I'd done in high school, I could easily see myself coding as a career path. That is, until I really began to learn coding. It was difficult having to essentially relearn what I had learned back in high school, which meant most of my studies were looking my problems up online, which I would later learn was what most coding was about. After the first semester of NCC, I felt a little discouraged with how I had barely passed the first NCC coding classes. Still, this was the path I'd chosen, and I was going to stick with it. The next semester I had 2 coding classes. Everything I thought I'd learned just months prior seemed to be forgotten. The workload from both classes took nearly all my focus every day, but this time the grade said I did well in both classes. Still, I was a little discouraged about coding as a life path. Still, this was the path I had chosen, and I was going to stay on it. The third semester was what I thought at the time would be the worst. Stress was there, looming over me, every time I sat at the computer. It felt like I was a programmer first and foremost, and a human only in my free time. Again, my grade said I had done better than the last semester, but I just felt glad that it was over. Still, this was the path I'd chosen, and I was going to see it through to the end, though at this point I knew I didn't want to code anymore. The fourth semester was the breaking point. Every project was a struggle. I could type and type and type until my fingers hurt, but it was only ever just enough. At the very end of the semester, I thought I had failed the class despite everything I had done, but somehow I had passed. Still, I wondered if there was any point to staying on this path I thought I couldn't escape from. So, in an effort to try and get these feelings out of me, I started writing. And for the first time in a long time, I felt good about what I was doing. When I was typing out my thoughts on a computer, as sad as some of them were, it felt like something I could be proud of. Eventually, the semester started again. I knew that I might be able to complete the path that I had started on, but I realized it wasn't the path that I wanted to be on. So I did what I thought was best for me. Changed to a degree path based on screenwriting and other film-based classes. It's been about a year since I've made that change. I haven't regretted it for a second. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. It's a quote by Albert Einstein I feel I understand better after going through a change myself. Obviously, a quote like this can have various interpretations, but what I think it means is that making changes, either good or bad, are essential for us to prove our understanding of both ourselves and the world we live in. And I think that everyone, including me, could benefit to know that.